The landscape of the Marvel Cinematic Universe has changed drastically since the release of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and we've felt the effects already on ABC's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. James, what do you think of all these new developments?
I think it's definitely giving Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. alone the jumpstart it kind of needs. You know, when it got announced as a show, I thought, oh, that's going to be awesome. And then the first episode comes out, and just the fact that Mike Peterson wasn't anybody thought he was going to be. Like, people were theorizing, oh, it's going to be Luke Cage, or literally anybody. And they decided, no, he's going to be a guy named Mike Peterson. And it kind of just led Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on this long, not being what it could be track. And maybe it's because I really liked Winter Soldier, but I feel like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. really got its head together with this reaction episode. And also episodes preceding it. Ever since it came back from its mid-season break, it's really picked up. And I feel like it picked up because it knew what it was working towards. It knew it was working towards this whole break off of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, let's go back and talk about Winter Soldier first. Well, what were your thoughts after seeing it?
It surprised me. I thought it was just going to be another like time saver. You know, Thor and Thor 2 to me both felt like, okay, these are movies and they're going to hold you over to the next movie. But it took me by surprise. It was a really good movie.
Answer was everything.
Yeah. It might be like one of my favorite movies coming out of the Marvel Universe so far.
Yeah, I mean, I would even go so far as to say it's the best solo Marvel movie that they've put out up until this point.
That doesn't rely, it didn't really rely on anything from before.
It was a complete game changer. I mean, look who was in it. I mean, Robert Redford. He wouldn't do this, just to do it.
Yeah. I thought it was really smart of them how they cast Robert Redford, because everything he's done in the past, he has a long history of these spy thrillers, where, like 3 Days in the Condor, where you don't know who you're going to trust. And going in, they said from now on, these movies are going to be not just superhero movies, they're going to have an edge. Like Thor, that was straight fantasy.
Yep.
This one was definitely a good political thriller. But this movie is so solid, there's no dips or peaks. It's just a good, solid movie.
Absolutely. And speaking of not trusting anyone, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Right now is so much like that type of story. You can't trust anyone on that show now because of Hydra.
Yeah.
Ward. Okay, let's start with Agent Ward.
God.
He was probably one of the most boring characters on the show.
It makes sense now why he was so boring.
Right, exactly.
They put so much on his head. Like, it starts with Ward doing a mission, and I felt so weird about how much importance they put on him when he did nothing.
Yeah.
He just fought people, and he kind of liked May, and he kind of liked Skye, and he had maybe a problem with authority. I don't know. He literally did nothing for an entire season, and then, oh, okay, he'll do stuff now.
Like, the hashtag "It's All Connected" that they used to promote the show could not be more spot on. Because people have been complaining about how slow Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been, and, they were expecting a Marvel movie every week.
Yeah.
And they can't deliver that. But they've been planting these seeds throughout every single episode, even the worst one, which in my opinion was the Thor, the Dark World tie-in with that Asgardian. But even that came back and became important.
Wait, the Dark World is in one with Lorelai?
No, the other one.
The first one, where they're cleaning up everything.
Yes.
I think that one was bad because everyone went in expecting, okay, we're not too big fans of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now. Maybe when it's actually relating to the Marvel Universe, it'll be good. And then it was just a big letdown of them being a cleanup crew.
Right. Well, okay, so now that all these changes have happened in Winter Soldier and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where do you think the Marvel Universe is going now?
Well, the impression I got from the end of the credits scene in Winter Soldier was that Hydra is responsible for Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, which I thought was a smart move and a way to not explain mutants and also keep it at least a little grounded in the reality they've set up. Because, I'd say Thor is the big buy for the audience. Like, okay, gods, that's okay. And Hydra creating them, it's not too much for the audience. So I feel like Hydra being a credible threat still is the smartest move they could make.
Absolutely. Well, there's a lot of things coming up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we here at the Pretentious Film Majors are very excited to see all of it unfold. And for more from us, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check out our Instagram, or go to pretentiousfilmmajors.com.